the Africans that are fleeing to America as refugees, that ain't gonna work. I moved to South Africa. Let me tell you, I had met these people. When I came here, I had no idea these kind of people even existed on the earth. I felt like I was in a time warp taking me back to the 1800s. Let me tell you why it's not going to work in America. First of all, America judges you by what you look like. Okay, that goes for everybody. How you dress, your swag, how you carry yourself, how you speak, how you behave. They're going to fail every single one of those tests. Fashion is not really a thing here. It's not like commercial fashion in South Africa. People wear anything. They don't care really too much about how their hair looks, how they're dressed. It doesn't matter. And that's kind of a great thing. It's not pretentious. You can like take your wig off, you know what I mean, and just chill. There is fashion, but the fashion is really more like the South African, the true, authentic cultural fashion. Now that's lit. But like anything else is just like, meh. It's so generic, right? So these people, they don't really dress very nicely. They just honestly look like they came out of like, off of a farm, honestly. Like they don't even try. So that's going to fail a lot. People are going to judge you based on what you look like. Welcome to Babylon. You're about to find out how people will judge you. White people will look at you up and down and be like, and X you out based on how you're dressed. Looking at your shoes, your hair. Like they're so backwards in their mentality about how they feel about black people that they're just backwards in everything else too. So there's no swag. Even when they think they're dressing nice, it's just like, even if they put these Africans in, like an all-white supremacist KKK area, no grown man in America, I don't care who you are, wants to pay for another grown man and his family to live on his taxpayer money. They don't need KKK members that bad to where they have to ship them in from South Africa and take care of them for a year. Not in the climate and the economic strain that America is in right now. Don't nobody want to foot the bill for no old fat dude who has like no swag. I mean, like even if Trump, because they're saying that Trump is giving them a clothing voucher or clothing funding and housing and food and vehicles and cell phones. Africans aren't used to paying prices like that. So they'll probably take the clothing funding, which I don't know how much it will be, but they'll probably be, go to like any mall or any store anywhere and be like, oh no, I'm not buying that for that price. So they'll find themselves at Walmart. And even though our Walmart is shitting on everything out here, it's still going to be Walmart in America. So you're never going to pass the swag test ever, right? So just off rip on sheer appearance, it's a fail. Because you're in America, America's pretentious, you are judged based on how you look and carry yourself. I stated that point. Then there's going to be the part where they open their mouth. And it's going to be like, where are you from? A French accent is at least sexy. But we know a French accent. Everyone loves a British accent. We've heard that. We know Australian, it's a little quirky, but we know that's a distinct accent. We know that one. Then German, that's a whole different accent. We know that one. But when you pop out with that Dutch accent, black, people are just going to say, where are you from? And that's where the problem is going to start, right there. Because when I have talked to any Africant out here and said, oh, where are you from? I'm genuinely want to know, like, are you from the Netherlands? Are you from Britain? Are you from Germany? Like, where are you from? And you'll go through 10 minutes of this whole charade about, I am from Africa. It's like, okay, but where are you from? Where was your grandparents from? 5 generations, Africa. I'm born here. I am African. No, you're not. You're clearly white.
There are only 2 standards that we can use to evaluate our action. Just 2. It's binary. Your action can either be good or your action can either be bad, you know. So there's a theory called consequentialism. It's an ethical theory, and it focuses on the judgment of morality of an action based on its outcome or consequences. You know, in essence, it focuses on the end justifies the means approach. Does not matter which means you take, but the end justifies the means. When the outcome is good, then it's okay what you did. If you want to get rich, and whatever you do, it's okay. According to consequentialism, does not matter which route you choose. Right? So the standards we can use to judge our actions are only two, good and bad. If you want to judge an action, judge it outside any human circumstances. We cannot say that stealing is good. It can never be good, no matter what the circumstance. Stealing in itself is crime. It's criminal. It's sinful. The situations happening today, and particularly in the context of this video concerning the Afrikaners with the K, is not far much different from a moral obligation someone is escaping in the relation to what is happening in the United States right now and South Africa. It is believed that the Afrikaners who are now escaping South Africa are escaping from obligation. They are escaping from the responsibility of correcting the wrongs. You know, accepting wrong is different from taking responsibility to it. You accepted, you stole. Now, what can you do to restore? What can you do to make it right? That is where we have restitution. I believe that the Afrikaners are escaping responsibility, a responsibility to acknowledge the wrong and correct it. The Afrikaners were responsible for the imprisonment. They were responsible for apartheid. They were responsible for the deaths of so many Africans that died during the freedom fighting for the independence of the Republic of South Africa. Right? The Rainbow Republic, it's called so. It's called a Rainbow Republic because it is a republic that harbors. It's a republic that houses many different races, and it is a community, right? So it is a time of reawakening. Africans have reawakened. Africans have come to realize who they really are, their position on earth, what's theirs and what's not theirs, what's theirs to take and what's theirs not to take. You understand how far Africa is from Netherlands or South Africa. It's the most bottom country. Netherlands is almost to the top of Europe. We have white people having mixed reaction. White people who are claiming that those people should go back and pay for their sins. We have white people saying, let them come and stay. And then we also have white people who are telling them to their face, it's not going to be easy living in South Africa. It's better to go back, acknowledge the wrong, correct the wrongs, is when you can call yourself a refugee. Because if you call yourself a refugee because you've been held responsible or you've been told to take responsibility for your casualties and mistakes, that is not being called a refugee. That is you calling yourself a victim while you yourself are the perpetrator. I believe that some of these Afrikaners took land from the black South Africans, and now that they have been told to give back the land, they feel like they are being targeted, which is wrong. They should have and take the responsibility to do restitution, which means give back the land to the original owner. And who is the original owner? Is the black person of South Africa. I don't know much. I don't live in South Africa. Let us watch what this woman has to say. I shall get back and I shall have a conclusion where we shall also have a deep critical analysis. Let's dive in.
Where are you? I'm just trying to find out where you're from. Was it? I just want to know your roots are British or are they Dutch? It's not a hard question. So by the time you get an answer for that, you're already going to think this person is out of their mind. They don't know who they are. They believe that they're Africans. So that's going to be the other problem. Americans don't even believe, honestly, that white people can even be Africans. Because that's not where you came from. We all know that Africa is the land of black people. It's a chocolate factory. And you didn't come from there. We all know that you came in because you call it, like, we know this already. So we don't even believe, that's going to annoy you right off the back. And then finally, when they say where they're from, by that time, they would have spewed out so much hate and 1800s, like way back thinking that nobody's on but them. Nobody's on that page. So you're not, white people in America don't think like that. I mean, there's racism in America, yes, but it's a different type of a racism. And the majority of the people, the regular everyday people, aren't. So you're not going to even get along with white people. You think you're going to go to land, oh, there's, 250 million white people there. They don't think like you. They do not. And American taxpayers do not want to pay for another white immigrant. They don't. We already did that with Ukraine. We did that already. Okay, America is suffering financially. So that's just one way it's not going to. The swag, the culture, how they speak, you will find out. It will blow your mind. How they look at black people. Out here in South Africa, white people stay in their spaces. Indians are kind of sprinkled all about, but they still stay in their own groups. I'm glad that the Africans are leaving because the real South Africans are so nice. They really are. Y'all don't even deserve to be around them. You don't deserve their kindness. You don't. Go on to America so that you can meet black folks who are empowered. You're not used to that. That's going to be a whole culture shock. If you haven't been outside of South Africa and seen how empowered black people are outside of this place, you need to, just like African Americans need to come here to South Africa and experience a different type of freedom over here, you need to do that. You need to experience life without the police. Seriously. And then walk into a bank, everybody's black. Walk into a grocery store, everybody's black. Walk into anywhere, everybody's black. It's so beautiful. This is the real American dream. This is the African American dream in Africa. But out in South Afrikaners, y'all not gonna make it. Pop off on a nigga, on a white person. All you got to do is just give him a beer. Give him a beer and wait. That hate is going to spew out of them, and it's going to be in such a way that's just like, ew. Like, but they're so entitled about, like, they're different. They're different. It ain't going to work. Then everything is so overpriced, they're not going to be able to handle that. Then it's raining blue in Texas and California now. What you going to do about the navy blue rain falling out the sky? You're not going to, the food is so toxic, you think you're fat now, you won't even be able to digest it. Your body won't be able to handle it. It's really bad. On top of that, our ports are empty. There's a trade war with everyone. So you're going at the absolute worst possible time when, if you thought prices were high before, whatever's left in reserves is about to be inflated beyond belief. It just, this is just a joke. I promise, if you open up your mouth to anybody, black or white or whoever, because we have the real Rainbow Nation in America, that's where there's really at, and we integrate with one another, and we have been marrying, playing, working, all of that together for a very long time. If you pop off and say any of that kind of stuff that you feel in your heart, you're going to get Nizak, Dizzy, Fizzuk, is out, is on a Spizzot, TKO, out. It is not going to fly. I just see a disaster in the making. I'm sipping tea, watching how all this unfolds. I think it's going to be hilarious.
After carefully listening to this woman, you can tell that there is no place on earth that is 100%. We don't have a place that does not experience problems, And I think there is a video where I discussed that no matter what the place, no matter who you are or skin color, crime in itself is unbiased. Violence is unbiased. It picks anyone, right now, what is happening and what we should understand is that we should be held responsible. We should be held responsible for what we've done wrong, you know. We can't just do something wrong in one place and then expect to flee to another place without us facing the consequences. No, it does not happen that way. Nature in itself, God himself tries and find a balance, because he says, leave vengeance to me. And remember, nobody is avenging no one here. The Africans, we Africans are peaceful people. We are people who love one another. We welcomed the colonizers. They came not as colonizers, but as humble people. They carried the Bible. They gave us the Bible and took our land, you know. In fact, we are so glad that they brought the Bible. They brought the gospel to us. We are so glad about that. What we don't want or what we don't like is what they took from us in disguise of spreading the gospel, you know. Now, I'm again looking back and I'm seeing a woman who is an American, who understands what America is. Tell me, how many times you watch news each day and you hear this happened, that happened, a white man was this, a black man was that, an Indian was this and that? How many times? If there is the most violent country in the whole world, you know what that country is. It's the most violent in the world. Yet people are running over there. People who took other people's land should be made accountable. You know, accountability is something that should be figured out. We can't just do wrong and escape, find a means of running away. Even that United States that you go, believe me, and I believe me so. If the things that the Afrikaners have been doing to the Africans, they continue doing them to those black people, confusing that those black Americans are Africans now with the C, not K, it's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. Believe me, the white people who are Afrikaners are the same as the white people. They're just one people, different location, different names, but the same people. The same way black Americans and Africans are the same people. Confusion might be made. We are used to oppressing your kind on the other side. We are going to do the same to you. We are coming to grab your land. We are coming to do this and that. Unless the United States of America creates a constitution that protects the Afrikaners and that which tells them the limit to their action. That is how things will work. Yeah. You know, someone might say, oh, it is weird to even have such a thought. Yes. You see, if you remove the impossible, just remove everything that is impossible, and that which is left after removing all that which is left, however improbable, that is always the truth. It's one thing that I myself has helped me to make deductions, you know. It's something that was said by Sherlock Holmes, a fictional character. Now I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, those Africans whose land was taken, now these people are moving back, accusing Africans of kicking them out. But Africans are just claiming what's theirs. There is nothing wrong with someone claiming what's theirs. You don't have to tarnish someone's name when they say, pay me back for what you took. You don't have to tarnish someone's name for wanting what's theirs, you know. Give the devil his due. It's said. Just give them their due and you'll have peace. Yep. Yeah. If you have any thoughts, kindly share them on the comment section. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Yeah. See you in the next one, and let's further this discussion on the comment section. You may want to support me on Patreon. I'll surely appreciate. Become a member, donate something monthly. We will surely appreciate. See you in the next one.